Food is my love language, so this is what I cook for my husband's lunchbox in a week. Adding in some ginger to take out the porky smell. We'll render the pork until it's slightly golden. Then we take it out for later. You can just keep the lard and we'll fry the golden trio of Chinese cooking: ginger, chive, and garlic. For the dry spices, I got bay leaf, dry chili, a little bit cinnamon stick, and yellow rock sugar. Once you can smell the fragrance of all the spices, porky back in. And for spicing, I really just wing it. 3 circles of light soy, 2 slabs of oyster sauce, 1 circle of dark soy. Okay, maybe 2. White pepper and hot water. Can add a little bit more because we're gonna stew it for quite a long time. See you in 2 hours. And the sign of a Polish household, we got unlimited potatoes. I'm always quite amazed that my mother-in-law can just peel potato with a knife without even looking. I feel like I'm gonna lose a finger. I'm gonna squeeze out some of the water so it gets more crispy. Adding salt, black pepper, and flour, cornstarch. We need quite a bit of oil for this one. Just failed pancakes with dreams. My baby fritter. You don't need to be a pancake to be perfect. Whenever I eat fried stuff, I just have this urge of dipping it into something. So I'm gonna make a kimchi mayo sauce. Ooh, too much. Moment of truth. Happy dance, happy dance. For veggies, these radish are in season, but I don't like them raw. They taste like dirt, so I'm turning them into a refreshing pickles. We chop the head and the ass off. You can also thinly slice them so the flavor really gets in. Feels like a massage for my ADHD brain. I think that's also the reason why I love cooking so much, because it kind of forces me to focus on what's in front of me, and it's really hands-on. And everything is in my complete control, and you get immediate reward. Bit of salt to get the water out, rub it in, leave that for 20 minutes. It's been 1.5 hours. Let's check the pork. I'm gonna drop some hard-boiled eggs to make lu dan using that sauce. Drain the water, give it a quick wash. And squeeze with passion. Radish in, sugar, white vinegar, little bit of lemon juice, and water. Go. Shake. And just leave that in the fridge overnight. And the next day, they're gonna look like this. So cute, little pink balls. Okay, if there are bugs, that's extra protein. Assembly! And an apple a day. Since we got some braised pork left from yesterday, I'm making 肉夹馍 for lunch. It's basically a Chinese burger, but I'm using puff pastry as a hack to make crispy buns. I'm gonna cut it in half, roll it up, another half. Then we just press it into a pancake.肉夹馍 was our favorite snack when we used to live in Beijing. I remember there was a place very close to where we lived. Their classic combo is 肉夹馍 with glass noodle soup. The pancakes they have there were flaky. Let's see if these pastry dough would work well. For the filling, you can choose if you want a fatty pork or lean pork. Obviously, fatty was better. And the third option was pork with green pepper. It really adds a refreshing crunchiness. It honestly looks like the real deal, just smaller. Delicious. I would say the only difference is the Chinese pancake is more crispy and has more of a bite, so it holds in shape. This one is much more flaky and puffy, but equally delicious. Chica chica! It is just so much cheaper buying a whole chicken, and there's so many things you can do with it. I'm only getting better with cutting recently, so here's how I do it. First, sorry, no booty. You can feel the gap with the leg. I'm just gonna chop it from the gap, and then you have a whole thigh. I'm gonna make 2 days lunchbox with this chicken. There will still be leftovers. Can easily squeeze like 5-6 dishes from one chicken. And all these trims and carcass, we're gonna use it for stock. Let's make a sauce for our chicken rice. Light soy sauce 4 times, dark soy sauce 1 time, oyster sauce 1 time. A little bit yellow rock sugar. You can also use honey or just normal sugar. First, we pan fry our chicken. Yes. Ah! Now we're adding ginger, garlic, chive, and onion. Pan fry together until the fragrance comes out. Drizzle in the sauce. Now we add hot water and let it simmer for 25 minutes. For veggies, I'm gonna make a 凉拌菜. It's basically a Chinese salad. Sesame, chili flakes, and this. Then we're adding sugar, light soy, Chinese vinegar. I also like to add a bit peppercorn oil to give that sizzling flavor. And that's pretty much it. You can really adjust based on your taste. And my go-to veg for salad is definitely cucumber. But the important thing is, I can't really explain why it tastes better, but when you smash it, it really does taste different. Asian tough love. Some leaves. Ooh la la. Now that time is up, we flip the chicken. Turn up the fire to thicken the sauce. Also making a 滑蛋 for the rice. Instead of scrambling it, we're just gently pushing it towards the center, so the raw bit will keep falling to the side and get cooked. Come to think of it, I don't have that much memory about lunchbox because no one really cooked in my family. For middle school, there was no more canteen, so kids start bringing their own lunch. I signed up for this catering service. It's basically a company that makes lunchbox for all the schools, and they deliver them during lunchtime, but it was really bad. So towards the end, we have 54 kids in the class. I'm the only one who still signed up for that lunchbox. It tastes like the worst airline food. But I think the most memory I had with lunchbox was actually when I started dating my husband. We used to live in this really tiny, shitty flat in London. And I have this electric oven and stove in one. It's one of those things that you never expect to cook with it. And I never did cook because I didn't know how to cook either. When he moved in with me, he started cooking every day. And back then I had an internship, so he started making my lunchbox. And I remember every morning waking up, going to work, which was really far away. The only moment of excitement was when I opened the lunchbox. We're starting by boiling the chicken breast in cold water. I know right now this looks very alarming. Add some ginger, chive, and a pinch of strong peppercorn. Meanwhile, let's make a sauce. Garlic, sesame, green onion, chili flakes, and a good old sizzle. Light soy, oyster sauce, dark soy, and sesame oil. That smells amazing. Boil some pasta. Gonna chop some veggies for the cold noodle. Cucumber is a must-have in cold noodle. It gives such nice freshness. Let's give our noodle a cold wash. And now for our very scary looking boiled chicken breast, we're gonna leave it aside until it cools down, then we'll shred it. As a person who cannot meditate, this gets me in the flow faster than anything. Time to assemble our cold noodle. All the veggies going in, and the sauce. Let's give it a good mix. TGIF. I'm wearing my fun shirt today, and I'm gonna make his favorite pork char siu rice and my favorite sweet corn fritter. Light soy, dark soy, oyster sauce. I don't have char siu sauce, so I'm gonna use some ketchup, sugar, and honey. Little bit of oil. Drop our pork. I'm using pork neck. Give it a bit acupuncture so they will absorb the flavor better. And just let them marinate for a few hours. This used to be my favorite dessert as a kid. It's one of those dishes every table will have one for the kids, but it's my first time trying to make it. Let's see how it goes. Adding some cornstarch, potato starch, and just a dash of water. Every corn should be covered in starch, and as you go through it, you should kind of feel a resistance. Very importantly, the oil needs to be hot. Press it flat and round so it forms a pancake shape. Slowly add in oil from the edges so the whole pancake is immersed. Drizzle some condensed milk and black sesame. So crunchy with a burst of sweetness. Our pork is ready. After flipping, we brush more of that marinade on the other side. Absolutely no wastage here. The rest of the marinade go to the pan. Pan fry that until it's thick and bubbling. We're gonna drizzle it over. Ready to go.